I'll probably get some in a minute. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Oh my gosh. So, woke up super gassed up. Very, very grateful for people in my life who challenged me to get back to the core of the main thing and to get focused on impact, on vision, on a bigger, contribution level, right? And if anybody knows me, I'm not really interested in basic contribution, and I don't want none of my friends to be either. I want y'all to be lit, period. And I want you to be, living the life that you desire. And what that means is whatever's in your heart, that it comes out and it doesn't stay in there and you feel like you're not getting anywhere in life. So I was doing my personal development and I posted the actual video for where this motivation comes from and this idea comes from, the late Dr. Myles Munroe. I love him because it was like he had an insight to the future. He didn't know that all of this was going to happen, but he had an insight to the future that is literally timeless. And I know a lot of people are not going to watch the video, and maybe you'll never, ever come across Dr. Myles Munroe. So I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just got to be the person to tell people, right? And you just got to be the person to expand vision, right? Good morning, Maya. You got to be the person. Sometimes you got to be the messenger, right? So I was like, I got to be the messenger today. One thing he said in the video, and I'm going to tie this all back to planning and success, is don't let people prostitute your gifts, right? And he was saying that in the sense of work, okay? And this is not a video telling you whether you should work or not, be an entrepreneur, et cetera, et cetera. That's neither here nor there. But one point that he made was you should be deployed and not employed, right? You should be out in the world knowing exactly what you're learning from your job. Why are you at your job? What are you learning? What are you contributing? What are they pouring into you to help you advance the kingdom of God, right? And he was like, don't just be employed where people are paying you for your gift. Just think about that. The creator of the world thought enough about you to put you on the earth to endow within you just a little mustard seed of creativity of himself, herself, or whatever you want to call it, to the world to deposit you for you to have another creation pay you and devalue you for what you do. No, right? Don't let people prostitute your gifts for a salary. I need you to just stop and take a breath and think about that. How many times do we devalue our gifts for a check? Or worse than that, we devalue ourselves or we devalue our gifts just for approval. Approval don't pay no bills. That's crazy, right? Approval don't pay no bills. And a lot of times we prostitute our gifts to people who are not interested in the advancement of our lives or the kingdom or of the world, period. They're just there to exist. And I'm inside of that, the video was about planning, was about vision. And another thing that hit me upside the head, he said, what have you done in the last 20 years to make an impact? What have you done? Or have you just been employed? Good morning, Ebony. Or have you just been employed and you going through life and you're just like, okay, whatever. I'm just doing this. Maybe you're not fully walking in the gifting that God has given you because you're waiting for approval or waiting for a check, right? And so planning inside of that is just a principle of success. One of the principles of success that he was talking about today inside of that was planning. You got to make a plan. You got to dream again. Imagination. A lot of times people tell kids, you need to come back to earth. Don't be thinking all like that. You need to go to this. Let the kids dream again. Let yourself dream again. Sit down, take some time, get you a piece of paper and dream again. What is your global contribution? Who do you want to be remembered as in the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years when you're gone? What will your legacy be? What will you have done with your gifting? Right? Sit down and write it down. We already know Habakkuk talks about it. Write the vision, make it plain. It is easy for us. We don't have to bang on no concrete no more, on no stone. We don't have to be on no stone tablets. We can write it on a piece of paper every single day without much effort. So I want you to dream again and start making a plan. Listen, another attitude check as you go to work today. When you go to work or you're working with people, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to have the attitude. And I love when he said that of, if I work with you, you are blessed. And when I realized that when I was a trainer, I hated asking people to pay me because I felt like I was begging people to accept my gift. I knew that I did more than just train. And even to this day, I know I do more than just sell Herbalife or blend shakes or motivate people or whatever. You cannot put a price tag on the gifting that God has put in your life. You can't do it. And you need to have an attitude when you go to work in a humble way, of course, right? That if I work with this person, if I work inside this business, if I work on this job, if I have a partnership with somebody, if I work with you, you are blessed. And I can honestly say that all of my clients who stay connected to me, my friends, everybody on my Herbalife team, everybody, all of my customers, you walk through these doors, I know you will be blessed. You either going to be blessed right there in my face when you leave, or you're going to be blessed somewhere down the line in your life, right? It might be later on in the day. It might be 5 years later, whatever it is. You have to have so much confidence in yourself because such an incredible creator put you on this earth to be that, right? Whatever you give out to the world, they're going to be blessed from that partnership. Okay. So what is your vision in life? Proverbs 16:1, the heart of a man writes down his plans, but God gives the reply of the town, right? So the heart, right, your job is to write it down, y'all. It's not your job to figure out how in the world it's going to happen. This building that I'm sitting in right now, a lot of you guys do not want to execute your goals because you're trying to figure out how you're going to raise $10, $20, $30, $40,000. God said the only job that you have is to write it down and to be clear on what you want in the world, right? We call that manifestation too. You go out in the world, your job is to say, I want this, I don't want that. I want this, I really love that. I want this. And then to explain it, right? To write it down every day. You don't get no time off. Habakkuk didn't say, write the vision and make it plain once. It didn't say, write the vision and make it plain when it's a good day. Didn't say, write the vision and make it plain as soon as Dee tell me to do it. No, you write the vision and make it plain for yourself because that is the direction that your life is going to go. And you know that God has called you to more, right? Another thing he said, don't try to do God's job. And a lot of times we get frustrated and we have anxiety about the future because we are trying to do God's job of making your plans happen. We're like, this is the way my plan is going to happen. What'd he say? Write it down every day. Y'all, every day you should have a new notebook. My little babies, my babies here, they got to get a new notebook every month. Every month. Why? Because every month something new happens. Their dreams manifest this month. They got to come up with a bigger vision for themselves. We literally sit up here and have vision talks and be crying because God has revealed to us more than what we thought we could do. Opened up another door, opened up another window and said, you know what? My vision can happen quicker. It will happen quicker. Listen. When you start writing down your vision, you stop trying to be God and you stop trying to stop trying to force a square peg into a round hole. You stop trying to say, this how it's going to happen. If it don't happen this way, I don't want it. You start getting frustrated. When you stop doing that, it comes to you quicker because you're in a space of gratitude. You are truly letting tomorrow worry about tomorrow. You're staying in the present, being right now. We already know if you don't have a plan, you will fail. You will fail. Prime example, when we get jobs, our plan is to get the job, we get the job, and we never have a vision outside of that, except we want to just retire and die. My plan is to stay here for 25 years and let this time run out so that these folks can prostitute my gift for 25 years, and I never ask for more because I'm not writing it down. I'm not writing down something outside of the job that I have, right? God will direct your path if you have a plan, okay? God will direct your path if you have a plan. This is the crazy part. A lot of times we're like, God, direct my path. Sis, you don't have no plan. I would love to direct your path, but you're not going anywhere. Why is God directing your path if you don't have a vision or a destination to go toward? You don't even know the direction you're going toward. You ask God, direct, like, be a lamp to my feet, be a light to my pathway. You're not going anywhere. What you need a light for? What you need light for? What you need to see? You need to see where you at. Ain't nothing changed. You're in the same place, right? Here's a principle. You cannot steer or direct a ship that is standing still, right? Dr. Myles Munroe, he was on a cruise ship, and the captain took him to show him where the ship was steering, like how it goes, right? And the ship was staying still, and so he was turning the wheel, and the ship wasn't going anywhere. Why was the ship not going? Why was it not moving? Because the ship was stationary. Y'all think about that. If you're not moving towards a goal, God cannot direct you. For what? If you have a ship that is anchored down into the ground and you're asking God to take you to another level, but you're just stubborn in your ways, and you don't want to go nowhere else, and I'm scared, nobody believes in me, blah, 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 blah. But you're not clear on where direction you're going. What do people need to support you for? To stay where you are? That's not hard to do. That's very, very simple. It's easy. What you need God's help for? And I'm going to tell you what I'm guilty of. I'm guilty of trying to really, really force the how. I'm trying to force the time. God's time is not our time, period. Right? I try to force those things, and it doesn't do anything but cause frustration. It causes tension. That's like if you drop an anchor down into the boat, right? You drop that anchor down into the water, and I push the gas to go forward, and I don't go anywhere except I exhaust the motor, right? I waste gas because I'm anchored down in a place where I want to be. Sometimes you got to take that anchor up. If it's time for you to go and you've written your vision down, take that anchor up and go towards where you need to go. You can't say, I want to move forward, but you're stuck in your ways. You can't say you have a bigger dream for yourself, but you don't want to write it down. You can't say that you want a bigger vision for your goals, but you don't want to get a coach. You don't want to try anything different because you want to do it your way. You always want to go back to your way. If your way would have worked, you would have been further than you were right now. Right? And I love this, y'all. My team, we got to write our goals down. We have to track where we are, where we progressed from the previous day. All you got to do is get better 1%. So here's some things that I suggest every single day, just to be clear. Number one, every month, if you have not already, get a new journal. Get a new journal. Your library should be filled with books, but it should be a lot of your library should be the books of notes that you've written when you listen to people, when you've done your devotion. That's what your library should be. Your library doesn't need to always be full of books of what other people say. Your library should be full of books where God is giving you revelation, or you've learned something and you write it down. You can go back and read it, right? It is a beautiful thing when you can go back and say, this is how far I've come. It's a beautiful thing we can go back and say, look at where I was last month. I never thought I would get here, right? But I'm here. It's a beautiful thing to have to go and say, God, help me to dream bigger because I did that. Right? When I opened House of Vibes, this is like when I was a little girl, I wanted this. I opened the gym. Y'all, I had to ask the Lord, what's next? What is a global contribution? How do I impact the city of Mobile? How do I do that? Right? The how, D, is not what you need to do. It's the you writing it down part. You got to write that down every day. So I hope this encouraged you guys. I hope it fired you up for Tuesday. Yeah. I hope that was your vitamin D for free. It might have been a hard vitamin to swallow, but I know that ultimately it will help you, and you will definitely live the life that you desire and make the impact that God has for you. So I love you guys. Tag a friend. Share it. And let's live great. Love you.